I'm Matt Jackson working with Gym Club Solutions, and today we're going to be filming a video tutorial on how to teach straddled and piked sole circles on bar. Okay, so when teaching the straddled and piked sole circles on bar, the prerequisite skills we want to be able to achieve is Gympana on floor, pike fold on floor, underbar swinging in straddle and pike on the bar, and then we also want to be able to do a piked and straddled backward roll on the floor. Okay, we're going to now start to look at the second half of the sole circle. So in straddled and piked, this is going to lead on from the previous video that we looked at with straddled and piked undershoots. So we should already understand underbar swinging and straddle and piked undershoots. Then this phase of the skill is the second half. So once we've swung around to hips level with the bar, how we pass from that point to back on top of the bar in straddled and piked positions. So we're going to use a floor bar for this exercise, and then I'm going to take the gymnast through 3 different phases. One will be in straddle, one will be in pike, and the third one will be in pike and then with a tuck position at the end. Okay, when teaching these preparations, we need to think about the future development of the skills. So the 3 variations that we've shown, the piked one that drops into a tuck to stand will be to teach a sole circle to jump from a low bar to a high bar. The straddled version will be the entry point and starting for understanding stallers on bars, and the piked entry will be for the finishing point for teaching a toe onto handstand. Okay, when teaching these preparations, the most crucial part of this is to look at the gymnast's wrists shifting around the bar. So when they're passing from under the bar to on top, we need to safely shift the gymnast's wrist round the bar, but also focus on keeping their head position still at the same time. Lots of gymnasts will shift their wrists and lift their chin up at the same time, causing their feet to come off the bar early and go away and don't complete the sole circle. So we're going to look at how we tip the gymnast up and how they shift their wrists on the bar in the straddle and piked positions. Okay, the next natural progression that we're going to look at is moving the shift of the wrists into a dropping phase. So the gymnast will pass over the top of the bar, then they'll fall into a straddle or Gympana position and a pike fold position. When gymnasts learn straddle and pike sole circles, they'll do multiple repetitions moving around the bar so the coach can look at focusing on their head position, their wrist shift and their leg positions. Okay, another nice preparation we can use for teaching the last part of the sole circle in straddle and pike is to use a system like this. So this is a cantilever system. We've also got a physio ball on the top. So the gymnast is going to stand on the bar in pike and straddle. They're going to then tuck their head in, they're going to bounce off of the ball, pass over, shift the wrist and then drop to a pike or a straddle fold position. So this is getting the gymnast to feel the exercise on their own without the support from the coach. Okay, if you don't have this set up in your gym, you don't have this equipment that you can use, you can quite easily use a T-trainer setup or maybe a trampet, anything that the gymnast can lean against and rebound off to help them feel the last phase of the sole circle, to help them shift their wrist and drop down onto the mat. This will still simulate the feeling of the last part of the sole circle. Okay, we're now going to move on to the strap bar. So we're using the strap bar today for this scenario so that the gymnast is strapped on and feels safe and confident when moving through the underbar swing and passing onto the top of the bar. So we're first going to get the gymnast to swing from under the bar to almost on top of the bar and back under, simulating the next phase of the roll. So we're going from here to on top, and the gymnast is going to be focused on keeping their head still and shifting their wrists. Okay, so the gymnast is now swinging under the bar. Again, we're holding the lower back and the top of the back as we did previously. Now we're going to generate a bit more swing and bring the gymnast again almost to support on top of the bar. keeping our hand in the same position, so lower back and back of the neck, so we can keep the gymnast moving and circling. And then we're going to get the gymnasts at the top to focus on hiding their ears and shifting their wrists around on top of the bar. As they come down, we can hold them again and bring them back up. So every time they rock down, we can bring them back round on top of the bar. And this is just simulating the underbar swing to the top of the bar. Okay, we're moving on to actually supporting the soul circle, so the full movement around the bar. We can do this in a few different ways. So one way is to support the gymnast on their hips standing in front of the bar, and then we'll push the gymnast away so it feels like they're dropping in at the entry point. And as they pass around underneath the bar into the underbar swing, we then again hold their shoulders or hips and bring them on back on top of the bar. The other way we can do this is if we're supporting at the side of the bar, where we're holding the gymnast's arm again as they pass under the underbar swing, and then stopping them again in support at the top, making sure they've shifted their wrists and they've got their head in a nice neutral position in between their arms. You can now see that we've performed the skill in straddled, piked, and with a tuck position at the end. Okay, we're now moving on to the wooden bar so we can show the gymnast moving from strap bar to wooden bar. The supports again are going to be the same, so we're going to be supporting the gymnast under the bar on their wrist and then on their lower back as they pass round, so we can check that they're shifting their wrists and that we've also got their hands so that they're in a nice safe position in case they let go on underneath the bar. Okay, so we've now shown clearly the straddled, piked and tucked soul circles on the bar. Now moving to the wooden bar, we're now going to let the gymnast try the full skill on their own in pike and straddle and tuck. Okay, now the gymnast has performed the tucked soul circle on their own to jump off the bar. We can then let the gymnast progress on to doing the pike soul circle. Again, at this stage, the gymnast may be not quite fully confident to do the full skill on their own, so we can give them a light support or shadow them through the skill to give them a bit of confidence before they jump off the bar. Once they've done this and they're ready to do so, then they can progress on to doing a pike soul circle on their own. This again will lead on later to skills like toe on to handstand. Okay, we should now be confident with moving through the progressions and stages and supports for the straddled and pike sole circles. We've also added in the tuck sole circles so that we can show the mount and dismount parts of the skill if you're going to progress on to using a sole circle to jump from a low to high. Thanks for watching our video tutorial today on straddle and piked sole circles. We hope you find everything helpful. Please take all of the preps and progressions away, look at the safe supports and use them in your gyms.